So, it's finally happened.
That thing you were afraid of.
Something's come from overseas.
And taken your jobs.
Made it unsafe to walk the streets.
Kept you trapped in your home.
A dirty disease.
Your proud nation gone.
But not me.
Or me.
Or me.
Or me.
No, you clap for me now.
Aside from the fact that it's been hugely mean-spirited with mildly sinister undertones, I'd say the vibe of the show is pretty good so far, wouldn't you?
Right, I wasn't going to do this, because, truth be told, this fresh splurge of woke diarrhea sprayed across the public toilet that is Twitter is so wrong-headed, addressing it might be beneath me. I don't know. It's like a new kid coming in to the dojo, and I don't want to spar with him because I know that whatever I do, this person is fucked, right? They are so bad at the game at this stage that there are too many ways to win. It's usually a waste of time. But every so often, said kid is a bit of a cocky bastard. They're too aggressive. Or cheap shot happy. And now the dilemma is, do I pull them aside and quietly remind them to chill out, or do I hit them so hard their head becomes one with the earth? And in the case of these people, head, earth, roll tape.
No, you clap for me now.
You cheer as I toil.
Right, first of all, the only people authorised to use the word toil are 19th century farmers, okay? If you're not ploughing the field or harvesting wheat, you're just working. And secondly, if I were the clapping type, and I'm not, generally, I'm not a seal, I wouldn't be clapping exclusively for immigrants. The NHS employs over 1 million people, 85% of whom are British nationals. And 85%, by the way, that warrants 0% representation in this shitty video, because these propagandists do not seek to unite us, they seek to divide, play the victim, finger wag, and whip up ethnic tension.
Bringing food to your family.
Your mask is on upside down.
Bringing food from your soil.
Your beard makes you look like a paedophile.
Propping up your hospitals.
Well, you're certainly propping up their customer base, I'll give you that. 35% of critically ill COVID patients in Britain are non-white. And given that just 20% of NHS staff are likewise, and you're so keen to make this a competition, who's letting the side down exactly?
Not some foreign invader.
And the village driver.
Wow, how did this white guy make it past the guards?
Piss off, ghost!
He's freaking gone.
Teacher.
Lifesaver.
Don't say go home.
Don't say not here.
Don't speak to me like that. By every measure, Britain is the most pro-immigrant society in Europe. We take roughly 250,000 people onto these islands every year. And for what? So that we can be lectured by sanctimonious leftists about how racist we all are? Give me a break.
You give them an inch, they swim all over you.
To those who voted Brexit, incite racism and division, enable white supremacy, and to political parties that run on the fumes of the far-right ideology, including suppressing, oppressing the NHS and key workers, this message is for you. The real enemy is you, not immigrants. Hashtag you clap for me now. What a fucking lunatic.
You know how it feels for home to be a prison.
You know how it feels to live in fear.
So you clap for me now.
Tell your men they work for me now. This is my city.
Okay, are we still indulging in the fantasy that most, or even many, immigrant care workers in the UK have fled war-torn villages in the Congo? Because I got news for you. Most are Indian, Filipino, or Polish, for God's sake. And yes, I appreciate the work they do. Do you know how I know that? Because I pay them a salary. That's how. But that's not enough. Apparently. No, I have to save your life, according to you, give you a job, and then applaud you for doing it. And anyone who does not clap will be shot on sight. Dankeschön.
Clap, clap, clap.
All this love you are bringing.
But don't forget when it's no longer quiet.
Don't forget when you can no longer hear the birds singing.
Or see clearer waters.
That I cross for you.
No, you did not. The cheek of it.
That I cross for you.
Liar! Liar!
Get back, witch!
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife!
That I cross for you.
Not only is that untrue, I think you made the opposite point of the one you made earlier.
You know how it feels to live in fear.
That I cross for you.
Well, you can't have it both ways. I mean, what is this? Schrodinger's immigrant, where they get to be both victim and saviour at the same time. Look, you crossed to improve your life, which is completely understandable, by the way, but don't insult my intelligence by pretending otherwise, because let's face it, if you really wanted to lead a martyr's existence, you'd have stayed in India, I'm assuming, where the life expectancy is about 69, and they could probably do with a nurse or two.
To make lives filled with peace.
And bring peace to your life too.
Blessed are the peacemakers. Or is it cheesemakers? I can never remember. Look, my history is a little hazy, gang, but was Britain ravaged by war in the late 90s until this bloke showed up and ushered in peace and goodwill to all men? It's funny because comparing woke ideology to religion is boring at this point, frankly, but they keep providing additional reasons to indulge the cliche. I'm sacrificing myself for you. Didn't ask you to. Doesn't matter. I'm doing it anyway, whether you like it or not. It's for your own good, and it also binds you in moral fealty for the rest of time. I mean, who does that sound like?
Come, all you Gretas.
And there you go. Let's shoehorn now every regressive talking point into this bitch. Every commandment. We've done fuck the British. British people are racists. We've done immigrants are better than you. The NHS is our church. And now Greta Thunberg gets a mention. Patron saint of climate change. All we need is save the Muslims next, and we'll have a full house.
You Malalas.
You immigrants.
See what we have learned.
Do the British people get a say in this? Asking for a friend? Or do immigrants literally have the whip hand over anyone with an actual passport? Because the numbers are in, guys. We don't support open borders. We're calling time, yeah, on mass immigration. A moratorium on the Brazilification of our society. So not come all you immigrants. I nearly said come all ye faithful then. See, they keep doing it. Come all ye migrants. joyful and triumphant. Fuck me.
It only takes the smallest thing
to change the world.
Oh, it's so stupid. Look, these people weren't killed at Dunkirk, alright? So can you spare us the memorial montage and soppy staccato, please? Right, the tone of that video was a complete dumpster fire. It came across as haughty, hectoring, condescending, pig swill. And think of the video they could have made. They could have compiled a nice 2-minute clip thanking all of the doctors and nurses for the work they're doing, including those who weren't born here, and left it at that. And instead, woke identitarians have exploited a period of high anxiety to jam their poisonous political cocktail down everybody's throats. It's really quite gross, actually, and so easy to return fire. I mean, what if I were to pull together a little snippet showcasing the gangbangers or Muslim sex offenders operating with impunity up and down the country to paint the opposite picture? Because I could. I could say immigrants aren't saints or surgeons, they're rapists and murderers. And there you have it. All we need now is a few interviews with the convicts in question, and it's the same film. But would that go viral? Would the Mayor of London or Piers Morgan, that bloated GMTV sphincter, describe it as powerful? Wouldn't hold my breath.